It's Monday, which means Gold League Gaming. Today we are playing Expedition map once again over my 7th bounce land. Welcome, welcome raiders. Good times. We are Gold League gamers, I guess. They did remove a little bit of prelims from the schedule in general, I think. So we have to play them. Oh yeah, Tuesday, there's just very few prelims on that day, for example, right? So today is Modern Gold Leagues, and then there is a 4 p.m. standard qualifier. I intend to play it with Mycosynth's list from yesterday. Just Dimir midrange because prowess is too strong for me to play. So I have to play a Wars deck, but looked nice. Pre-dress to Spell Pierce. 2 Deep Cavern Bot, 2 Flatpits Drowner, 1 Fairy Mastermind, 2 Azure Beast Binder. You have a 2-drop for every occasion, really. Maybe the least excited about 4 Cat Downs, but I guess Mono Red does exist. Alright, here against Dready Buys, I'm going to not play a Saga on turn 1. I will play Grazer, put a Woodland into play, then next turn I put Saga Spelunking. I just don't need a Saga to pop up to get a turn 3 Titan, so I'll just be keeping and aiming for that. Villain Mold 2-5, and turns out they are playing Amulet as well. I drew Boseiju, which is really good. Really, really good. I don't think there's much reason to hit the Amulet instantly, because I give my opponent mana number 3 for Spelunking. There is even merit to hitting the Growth Chamber now, isn't there? Fun fact, the number 4 is the only number in English whose number of letters equals its value. Crazy. It's very nice against Spelunking in hand, it's less good against Explore in hand, but even against Explore I don't feel so bad. I guess Boseiju in hand, like that's what I should fear a little bit, because if Villain Boseiju's in hand and they Boseiju my Spelunking, but then I still play Titan. How many Golden Shower trophies have I farmed already? 0 trophies so far. I played on Friday, was it, I think, or Thursday? And I got 2 4-1s. Alright, Ready Buys is missing lands, so overall seems fairly non-threatening. Riveting gameplay, thank you. I mean, what is riveting gameplay really, right? You play cards and your opponent plays cards and they try to stop you with their cards. That's always how it is. Could draw stop hit the Amulet. And if opponent goes... Did I say, well, the villain missed a land drop. I think I should wait. Don't want to die to play to like, I kill this, and opponent goes Spelunking, bounce on, return this, replay this. I have 4 lands, I Scapeshift, I win. My favorite quintuplet from the quintessential quintuplets. Give me a moment for that. Quintessential quintu. It's a Japanese manga series, bro. I'm not into the dweeb shit anymore. I have no preference. I was expecting a cartoon maybe, but not an anime. Turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Explore, and then Boseiju something against a Mulligan to 6. It's a bit weak, but honestly maybe not so weak. Could do definitely Mulligan, but... We will draw a bounce land and it will be awesome. So I guess it is not all that awesome if I draw a bounce land still, which maybe is an issue. Komora losowania jest pusta, następuje zwolnienie blokady, analityk. I guess I will need to draw a bounce land or Force of Vigor. Four life points. So I didn't even get to Boseiju. Now it seems like Villain will play bounce land and win. Or at the very least, Boseiju me twice. Plays mono green, gets color screwed anyways. Mono green, I guess is fair, but a fair way to call the Amulet deck, yet 19% of symbols on lands are colorless. We can actually cast Thought-Knot here. Reasonably. Maybe we should. Alright, should have mulligan probably. Although I died on turn 3 anyway, so... Like, I could possibly not die if I Boseiju the Saga. So, I guess it's not that I quite just died on turn 3, but my hand was also bad, so probably should have mulligan definitely. Sometimes I board the second Otawara because bouncing Saga is actually a powerful way to stop your opponent. Let's mulligan. Force of Vigor. Got to keep. I think I'll put back a Lotus Field, although possibly actually not. Let's keep one Lotus Field and put back one of the Gruul Turfs. Sometimes it is actually useful to have Lotus Field, especially in combination with Spelunking. Not sure if playing Saga makes that much sense. Guess it does if I end up pitching my Spelunking. Thoughts on boarding in 6 in the mirror has performed well for me in the destructive games where no one kills turn 3. That maybe makes sense once... Let's play around Force of Vigor a little bit, because the end step pause and leading on Hanweir Battlements pass kinda signals Force of Vigor being likely. So once everybody would have 2 Force of Vigors in their decks, then I guess 6 could become alright. Flipper. Once your opponent can reliably stop you from comboing off early, it could be beneficial to combo slower. Probably more viable to have GSZ in your deck. Not really. That's kind of a misconception, I think. Because the thing is, you don't really want to represent two targets for the force, but like, tough luck, I think. Like, it is 6 that makes your GSZs better. Your GSZs don't make your 6 better. You catch my drift. So it is not. It doesn't actually make your 6 weaker to not have GSZ in your deck. You still evaluate it on the merit of being a card that's solid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ria. So like, I just play 6 because I'm happy drawing a free drop version of it. I'm just happy drawing the 3 mana card 6. I think the 4 mana card 6 is way weaker and a bit bad, honestly. Wonder if I should have maybe Boseiju instead. What did we sacrifice? 2 lands to get 2 sagas. So I draw step. Mega Greedlords and wait for Pact. That seems dangerous. So here I draw step, get an Urza Saga, and if it doesn't die, I have double Amulet next turn with Titan, Mr. Beast. Spelunking, okay. Vestige, okay. Construct, alright, so my Saga doesn't die. Which means this is a turn 6. Amulet game. Can play around endurance. Play 0/0, it dies. Whoa, no extra lands drawn, 4 spells in a row. Truly tragic. And it seems like my Golden League ticket has been secured. Gets blown out by Force of Vigor and becomes slower, and in that way the game slows down, and then playing a 6 actually sounds valid. Don't need 2 bounce lands, I don't think so. I'll get you next time, streamer. Sure, buddy. You sure will. What the heck is a Golden League? It's a good question, Chimba. A Golden League is a league like any other, except it's way different. Mox Opal, broken mana acceleration, accelerating my opponent into cracking a clue. Perhaps no forecasting. Alright, that's fine. So is this the famous affinity deck that everyone can't seem to shut up about? No point in playing a Spelunking this turn. I will in fact instead just wait for my double amulet. Hopefully I don't get portable hold on my amulet, but if that happens, then so what? Tamio Season Scholar. Anyone in the chat being seasoned? Any opinions on the Esper Ketchamos X Frog deck? I don't know, it's some kind of a Yendrek abomination. I always lose to Yendrek and his blue piles, but then he is not doing as well with them just overall, so I don't know what to think. What kind of seasoning would go best on Tamio? Yeah, pepper, paprika, salt. Mayonnaise Tamiaita sounds good. Point could have cracked the Mishra's bubble if they wanted to by tapping the construct, but then the Tatami would have taken 2 damage, so it's reasonable that they didn't. Gdzie landy? No Nimo znowu. Nimo lądów. Same thing happened. Nimo, Nimo lądów, Nimo, ni. You don't like our spot? Why? You just need to draw a Grazer and then I win next turn. There's no way they have a second Metallic Rebuke or pick the first one up with their Tamio. It's block, I guess. Maybe they'll deal 20 next turn, so it's kind of moot, but... Podcast again. Oi, oi, oi. Mishra's Bubble post combat to decrease the amount of damage. Well, I can't beat around the Rebuke. They did not pick it up with Tamio, which makes me believe that they just have another one. Truly Golden League behavior from my opponent, just rebuking my spells and then I die. Solid. So, Affinity. Oh yeah, Affinity. Frankly, against Affinity, I typically like to not try to rely on Saga. Because I think the matchup is good enough that I don't need to, and then we can chill and play a bit slower and just dismember the Tamios and the Mace. 2 forests in the sideboard. It's kind of the same. I just used to run 3 forests total. But game 1 forest is just really bad. You don't need it. Just makes more sense to put the forest in the sideboard compared to lands like Cavern of Souls. Cavern of Souls is better game 1, forest is better post board. The intuition is to just run a forest game 1 because I mean you just play your basics main deck, but if you actually think about it, there's kind of very little merit to main deck forests. White Orchid Phantom, Blood Moon Harbinger. Those cards mostly happen post-sport, and if I get Boseiju more than once in game 1, then I'll take it. It's fine. I will withstand that. Withstand that. Yeah, no one's playing stuff like Boseiju plus Ren. There obviously could be situations where one would want to play more forests, but currently it just seems like there is little upside. I think I want to hold the Amulet. We could have a suspicion that opponent is sitting on a consign. And I win next turn anyway, so they tap out. Which seems like we have incentivized them to. Are they playing counter spells in their famous affinity deck? Well, sideboard consigns for sure, right? 10,000s off. Trying to think if I can beat something like Force of Vigor. Force of... Yeah, I guess I can beat Force of Negation. Force of Vigor would make no sense, but Force of Negation would actually make sense, but would be kind of odd for them to hold it and not counter the Scapeshift, but you never know with people. Maybe I should have played Vexing Bauble on the play against them, but now on the draw I'm kind of not interested. It's alright in the opening hand if you counter their Mox. And do I like Dismember a lot in this matchup? I wouldn't say I like it a lot, but I think their deck is weak enough that you can just play a control deck. I can afford to play a shitty version of Amulet. Oh yeah, I'm 0-5. And I will win oftentimes. And the deck is quite weak if it doesn't have an Emery or Tamiyo. Copy Island. Oh, it has a border now. Cute. I say control and I'm gonna play explore, and then turn 3 I will play Spelunking into Scapeshift if my opponent allows me to. Here maybe it's weak to play Simic Growth Chamber if they actually have some kind of a punish for it, but I don't know. Probably just putting Vestige into play was better. So I guess Rebuke check. If you have a Rebuke, that's gonna be rough. And I'll struggle, and if you don't, I will not. Alright, I did have Rebuke, so I go with copy Saga, which maybe is just bad into a Might, but if I make them grab the Might and spend mana on that, it's a little bit of an upside as well. Island up, so doesn't seem like Might. It might not be the case. How many players are in the Gold League now? It was 200 something, 220. In a game like this, Dismember maybe wouldn't be so great. Probably wouldn't hurt so much to hit the Tamiyo. Can't anymore, of course. Nice card, Dismember. Did not plus a Tamio. Curious. All chance smooth. I'll kill the construct. And we'll see. Is it just a Werther that you had this entire time, or are you cycling the spell bomb? Werther. That's really rough. There is a chance I will fall victim of my opponent's affinity deck, spamming forecasts and removal spells. They just had it all. Well, they literally had 2 interactions, so yeah, I mean, I didn't present much either. So they had it all, by which you could say they had literally anything. Should I be going all in? What would it mean to go all in, though? Guess it's the same. They do have a rebuke for my analyst. I'll have a hard time winning. If they don't, then we should be able to Scapeshift this turn. I get back at least 4 lands, and then I Scapeshift, get just the woodland. Oh, that's nice to see. Mill 2 more lands. Could consign with X4. Scapeshift. With 4 floating. Seems like we actually won, despite the fact that my opponent had everything, as you said. How much mana did Amulet of Vigor provide this turn? Is it fair to say that it was a 1 mana Dark Ritual, but instead of making 3 mana, it made a few hundred? No, that's a crazy framing, right? Couldn't really say that. Dotknijmy klamoty. I guess we are only winning because my opponent forgot to use their Tamio. And if they picked up the Metallic Rebuke or Werther and just held it up, then I couldn't really get out of that situation. So I guess better lucky than good, or better play against people who forget to click sometimes, rather than versus people who don't. So that's important to point out. Perhaps. No co ty? Dotknijmy klamoty. Right, opponent got overpowered by my intense loop, and we are 2-0, moving on to the third match of the league. 2 amulets, turn to kill. I keep one mulligan to 5. Wow, this hand is nuts. Yeah, it's perfect. I guess you could have a different land instead of Mycosynth Gardens to make it more perfect, but that's matchup depending, and I don't think it really matters. When moved to 5, will they put a Grizzlebrand into play on turn 2? Will I get punished for not being on the play? Hallowed Fountain. Hello. Wood. Allosaurus Rider. Bro literally has the nuts as well, so I guess this is nuts blasting against each other. They did not pact, but depending on their version, I just win through the Grizzlebrand. It seems like their version doesn't have anything to do for 0 mana now. The last time they played, of course, maybe they switched. Disciple and Planar Genesis. So it's going to be kind of funny to go through all of that trouble just to deal 3 damage to my opponent, but such is life. Sometimes you have to work hard for little gain, but even that little gain is enough. Lush Portico? Isn't that a bit wild? To run a Lush Portico? True Mirrorpool, that's horrible. I guess since I have 2 explorers, it's fine because I can put it into play. Let's see if Villain is on Pact of Negation plus Consigned Memory. Doesn't seem like it, or at least they did not draw it. I guess you can play around Endurance, which is a semi-plausible card they could run. Seems like they just concede, so I guess likely they just run the version they used to and they don't really have anything. So let's investigate further. Because we can see that their sideboard contains some wild ones. I guess it's almost fully a wish board. Sire of Insanity. Sure, yes. Gurmag Nightwatch, a glittering wish target. You Gurmag Nightwatch and play it for 3 mana. And it's actually they even have an Overgrown Tomb. And it's a 6 mana card, technically. Unmoored Ego, Tefari, Strength of the Harvest. To get a land. Gurmag Nightwatch in your Green Triumph deck. What do you mean? Green Triumph makes blue for the Nightwatch, that's perfectly fine. Wild Sideboard, I wonder how often any of those are useful. If you mulligan to Bauble, how set are you to just outright win from there? Not very. I can lose to Gurmag Nightwatch if I just mulligan to 3 cards and it has a Bauble. Or they can use Boseiju, who endures, which weirdly not in their deck, but they could wish for pest control in their variant, I guess. First bot showing from Expedition map. A bounce land would be 10 times better in this hand. Let's mull. Probably would mull anyways. Here I will probably keep and put back Lotus Field. Opponent is on 5 cards. But it only counts if we lose the match. True. Well, yeah. And I also probably would have just mulliganed anyways, so... yeah. Calling, glittering. This is a bit tricky. I hope my opponent doesn't just deploy the Allosaurus Rider, which is the correct play against Vexing Bauble that's in my hand, but if they don't know about it, then they shouldn't. Vexing Bauble, Sounders, Pact combo deck. Yeah, I wish it was one-sided. Unfortunately, it is not. Are we kill? No, why would we be? They just got an Eladrami's call, now they call for a rider, or they could just get something that's not a rider. Maybe they have a monster that answers Vexing Bauble. Disciple of Realis, just land number 3. It's time for the Gurmag Nightwatch. Yeah. Spelunking is an insane draw. Yeah, they could have just Strength of the Harvest. Crazy that they did not. Hoping for no endurance. Dodged endurance. Let's copy Garden of Realis. We won. We have defeated Neoform, despite Neoform traditionally being a really hard matchup. It's also a really less functional of a deck. Map. If the map was a bounce land, would this hand really be all that great? Nah. Some of these cards are going to see play in standard. Do you have any candidates? Lots of those cards are... Oh, let's try bounce land in my first draw step. Lots of those cards just don't look very appealing. Commander, multicolor effects. Pretty good if it sells a billion boxes, but we don't have to spend money on it for standard. That is not a bad outcome, honestly. Bahamut and Tron. Sure. Bahamutski. Lauren revealed. Oh, okay. Chess guy. Doorkeeper troll. Sure. Null drifter. Sure. Are people still playing Tron? Sometimes, yeah. Four dress downs. Holy shit, that's gonna be rough. Probably consigns as well. Can consign my Saga, and that's gonna be rough. Or force my Scapeshift. Seems like a bad matchup. Really bad. Nope. Do I win? Or do you have another force of negation? Interesting. Map gamer? I have map today, yeah. Why did you counter the Spelunking? If I had a Saga in play, why wouldn't you save it for a Scapeshift if you knew you have Doorkeeper Troll or Titan, so then you just need to force a Scapeshift, right? Why would you reanimate anything but Omni though? Well, so Omni needs to... Like, Omni is just mana, so it's not a pay of itself, right? Salty, nice combo, bro. Impressive. If you reanimate something that's not Omni, you just get to... You just have a payoff. Impressive combo deck. I was thinking about Salty for a brief moment. But I realized, no, they can't actually counter my Analyst. They have Doorkeeper Troll. Just went on his stream, it's even funnier than that. Did he have even more cards? Did he tap out of dress down? He did pitch a dress down. He had consign as well? Ja, pierdziele, ale typek. Well, it's stolen the game for sure from my opponent, but seems like a tough matchup. Do I want Cavern of Souls? Didn't seem like there's any counters. Do want Vexing Bauble, I think. Saga is super weak into consigns as well. I'll sideboard like that, I think. And is alright. If he plays consign main, why is he not playing Lotus Field? Oh! So that's why Dom insists on playing consign every time. I get it now. It's a combo. Spelunking seems like a good draw. A really good draw even. Maybe not, because maybe Werther is gonna punish me. I mean, it's alright if I get Werther. It's only 1-for-1 still. I think opponent's deck should be good versus Amulet though. Oh, for sure. It's incredible. It's a hate deck. Just sub for 4 mana. I think I bottom. I don't really want to draw another one. Could go wrong. Traveling Chocobo looks like it might be worth considering an Amulet. Perhaps? Ale zajebisty Orange Chant, no. Wyjebałeś, nie skapci ziomuś. Traveling Chocobo certainly could be a consideration, yes. I think the odds of that it's actually good are very slim. Just this type of cards is just not particularly great, but too bad I'm short on green. Can't play Saga this turn. Doorkeeper Troll. Do I mind that? Really? Yes. Really, I just get to win like that? Nice Titan hate deck. Imagine only seeing one hate piece. Oh, they played Subtlety, Doorkeeper Thrall, Orange Chant, and Dress Down. All of those cards are supposedly Amulet Titan hate cards. So they literally every card they played this game was a hate card. And Serge Woodland, Grove Chamber, perhaps. I'll have to bounce Otawara. I probably mistapped. Would have been better to have 4 mana and Otawara up right now. Probably should have tapped Otawara because there is a good chance I want to bounce it and I don't. Yeah. I hope my mistake doesn't punish me. It is unlikely it will, but it could. Titan hate when Colossal Dreadmaw, yeah. True. Orim's Chant, sure. Tolaria West. Much at all. Can't help but feel opponent kinda shouldn't have wasted Dress Down like he did, for sure. I don't know what prompted my opponent to cast it. How many chances in Villain's Hand? Hopefully not too many more. Mimer. Single red card. Well, they play Flage, of course. I don't know if they play anything besides Flage. I shouldn't have floated as much mana. I should have just had a Otawara still up. So I'm playing kind of loose too. I guess I'm just kind of following up on what my opponent does. Kind of, I end up copying their vibe. But I absolutely should have 4 mana and a Otawara in my hand ready to bounce. Anything stupid that could happen. Because I can die to fetch, surveil, flage, escape attack. Yeah. And I could just not. Who is Orim and why are they chanting? Chat, Orim is a Samite healer from Tempest. Holy shit, I really would like for one of my bounce lands to become a Crumbling Vestige. Too bad it is not an option. I got a bounce for a map and map gets a bounce, so it's almost the same. I think I'll just put a Cavern on Giant. It's a bit awkward here, but... Well, Rosie Hoser, a minute ago I said I would play 6 Vestiges if I could. So that might answer your question. Oh, is it just Boros energy? It is. Actually, I don't know the Vestiges because at some point during multiples, means that you don't have green mana easily available. Let's search up a mountain. Robin Charm Gaming. I click the bottom right notification. Sure, but nothing happens. Can't close it. Actually, I can close it if I click the corner, the X button, but I can't close it if I just click on it, and you asked me to click on it, so it was a joke, sort of. Can we use the second Scapeshift to Mirrorpool Pact to play around Charm? I don't know. I don't think I have enough mana. I think we just Mr. Beast. That's a good idea, Red Arrow 420. I have 5 mana. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. I'll just Mr. Beast. Probably didn't need to use the second Scapeshift, right? I did not, in fact. I was not supposed to. I had 1 floating, so I would have exactly enough mana to Mr. Beast. So I wasted the second Scapeshift getting the 4 Vestiges. Also removed 4 lands from my deck, which weakens Mr. Beast's effectiveness. Big mistake here. Should have just went to 10 and then had another Scapeshift after I Mr. Beast. That would actually make sense. Oh well. Because I guess I Mr. Beast with just 2 lands in hand. That's not many, frankly. Maybe I screw this and just die to Trap and Charm. No, I think Mr. Beast is good enough. Often enough. I had a discharge. They probably never had a Trap and Charm. I guess they might have a second discharge and then I die to double discharge instead of Trap and Charm. Ay, ay, ay. Now we pop off? Not really. Now I lose my Titan to Galvanic Discharge and I'm in an awkward spot where I might just die before I win again because I am in a hell of my own making. Or I get to attack and it's fine. Paying costs, so discharge indeed. Alright, not my proudest turn. Play around a hallucinated card that they don't have and die to 2 copies of a playing Titan. Impressive. Oh, Fable, super. No pay for Pact. True Analyst, so I guess we can just try to win next turn. If I don't die somehow. This time I'm not beating Trap and Charm for real, but I'm also not playing around it. How was my weekend? It was very nice. It was my 30th birthday last Thursday, so I spent the weekend partying really hard. Had a little nice grill party with my friends, and it was a pleasurable 30th birthday type arrangement, so it was pretty nice. Friends or family party? Friends. Soda and pizza and ice cream, cake and balloons. Balloons, yes. Cake, yes. Ice cream, no. Pizza, no. Soda, yes. Small amounts of alcohol for those willing, so actually not many. I don't really drink much alcohol myself either, so we did not play EDH, no. That would be a horrible way to spend your 30th birthday or any evening, frankly. Bombardment, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ojajaj. Is that enough? I did not get a party hat, no. That's not enough. Awesome. What a scuffed game. It is really rough that my opponent controls a Goblin Bombardment because they will now just sit there hoarding priority. Titan makes it easier. Kurwa ziomuś, no. Please, a 6. I don't think that should be done. Red arrow for 20. That would be a crazy legislation, but I just hope that my opponent f6s. Or at least they f6 as soon as I Boseiju their bombardment. Oh wow, they scoped. Not only did they pass priority, they actually giga passed priority max by passing it all the way till the next game. So that's very kind. I think I'll be cutting map. It's only good against confirmed Blood Moon, really. We add the Zenith to increase the threat density of the deck a tiny bit. Hand seems incredible, frankly. Forest into Mycosynth Gardens, Forest Grazer, Mycosynth Gardens, then turn to gain 4 with Spelunking. Nice. Dismember for Magus of the Moon. I have Pyroclasms. They don't play Magus of the Moon either, so you would be bringing a bad card for a card they don't run, which you already can answer. So sounds like a not so great strat, my friend. Oh, a one-lander. They play 4 Molten Rains, oftentimes, yes. This might not be good to do. But if they have a one-lander, then the Grazer is just gonna be pretty good here. Stopping the Ragavine trick. Static Prison. Sure. Would love a Pyroclasm. They exile Boseiju. Who? Does Spelunking give you 4 life if you put in Vesuva? Yes. Well, if you copy a cave, that is, of course, but... This way we end up with T-Words in hand, and I have raz, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana only, unfortunately, so... That means that if I draw a land, I can get a Titan, which is very nice. And if I draw a spell, I draw a spell, so overall should be good. Unless I draw Grazer or Explore into nothing good. One of your mates has 4 foil Hogak full signed from you at Barcelona GP 2019. Damn. That's actually 6 years ago, that's crazy. Hope they served your friend well for the brief period of time that they were useful. You drew a spell, I bet you are very sad. No, I said that a spell is fine as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This should be a Mr. Beast turn, honestly. For real. This time no cap. Well, I didn't want this Crumbling Vestige. Too bad. How do I not have Otawara up again? Crazy. Some pretty rough mishandling, I guess, of resources available by canister underscore MTG here. Man, if I'll find you at the next RC, would you like to sign my Primeval Titans? Sure. I'll be happy to. Okay, I will have Otawara up. Only the backside? Why? Oh, because of the Primeval Titan, yeah. The Mark Titans, of course. I didn't put the pieces together, but that makes plenty of sense. If I find you at the next RC, will you sign my forehead? If you want me to. That's gonna make you happy. I probably could have navigated this better again. The Otawara should be in my hand by now. So if my opponent trap and charms my Titan now, I just get to... No, that's fine, I'm fine. Even if they trap and charm now, I still get to attack with a Titan this turn. We are alright. Sometimes when I watch Mr. Canister perform Amulet activities, I think to myself, wow, what a phenomenal control player. Thank you for those kind words. They mean a lot. Adding this song to your special playlist. Special playlist? I am glad you like it, Gershi. Twice? Times 4? No, twice times 2, that's 4, right? Why would you deal 4 damage to my Primeval Titan? That is so little. I feel like there were some little misplays in both sides here. What do you think should my opponent do? I have to pay for 2 pacts. Seems like I have enough mana. I was playing around Trap and Charm, and I guess as I said, like, the Otawara should have been in my hand. I searched for an unnecessary Crumbling Vestige, should have had 1 extra bounce land. I also did want to play around Orim's Chant a little bit. So it was Frab and Charm and Orim's Chant. It wasn't just Just one out of those two. Land Blood Moon. I have Boseiju in my hand. Did you have enough green for woodland if they have used charm before Otawara went to hand? Yes, I had a land drop still. I had a land drop still available, so I could have played an extra green producing land, and then I would be able to... If they just kill the Titan, I could still attack with a Titan this turn. And then I would just pass holding a Boseiju and Otawara.